What's going on, everybody? This is Cloud Chasing with D&D here again, and we're going to bring you an RDA review and a closer look and a quick build on the Infinite CLT V3. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is the Infinite CLT V3 fully disassembled. As you can see, it comes with the regular chuff top. You might be looking at that piece of glass thinking, wow, that could be a tank too. No, that's actually a glass chuff top. And they also have the option to be able to put on a regular drip tip.
Pretty nifty.
Yeah. I also forgot to mention that it comes with 3 Phillips head screws. And you also have the option to use the Allen key screws, which that's pretty cool. Comes with a little tiny tool here that actually, I have one hand here. I'm gonna let D take the camera.
The other D.
The other D. One side, a little Phillips head. Put that back in there. And the other side is a little flat head. That's pretty cool.
And that's a tool that comes with it?
Yes.
Sweet.
Came with it. Also came with a few rubber O-rings in there as well. So I'm going to throw a quick build in this thing. I'm just going to use 24 gauge Kanthal for Yazal, maybe a 5/6 wrap basic coil. So here we go, let's wrap these coils. Just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is probably the worst coil you will see in your life right now. That's okay, you can work with it.
Kanthal's very pliable. And the same process,
1,
over and over.
2, 3.
And there you have it. You get your second coil, 5 wraps. Nothing special, nothing crazy. And we go ahead and slap that on our Infinite V3 we got here.
It's kind of spaced apart there, but I'm going to get that fixed. Don't you worry.
Close-up look at the action here.
Stab my finger. Get some gore in there.
And just remember, we're not pros. We don't tend to be. We don't play it off like we are. We're not the best. We're not the worst. We're not anything special. Just 2 average Joes building some coils.
Yep. And we're here to help you too. If you have any questions that we can answer, don't be afraid to ask.
If you're having problems, difficulties, something's not working for you, let us know. Give us a shout out. Send us a comment on our pages, any of our posts. That's Dylan Bell and Dave Williams from Cloud Chasing with D&D. We have our own separate Facebooks, as well as we have our own Instagram page at Cloud Chasing with D&D, and we actually have our own YouTube channel, so check that out too. Okay, so we got the coils in there now. I'm going to get rid of this extra wire. Probably do a quick cut. Try to get it as close as possible to the post as you possibly can. Make sure everything's tightened down all the way, including the RDA into your ohm reader. Yeah,
if you don't have a box that you can actually read your ohms on, I wouldn't suggest building coils. If you don't have a box or an ohms reader, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, you'll burn your batteries out. You could fry the chip, blow your box out, get leakage from the battery. Not a good time. Let's see what this is reading at. 0.23. Don't judge it yet. It's getting there, it's getting there. Give it a few squeezes. Preheat squeezing, it's always good. I'm going to throw this onto my Sigelli. Now when you do this, when you first heat up the coils, you don't want to crank up the wattage. There we go. 22 watts. 2.8 volts, 0.3 ohms. And that's bound to change as soon as we start tightening up and heating these coils and getting it down to the nitty gritty. Hold that in till it starts heating up.
The goal is to get it even.
There she blows.
Well, we're going to try to make that work. I just got to twist this really tight right at the edge here.
Or you could even roll it in your fingers. Doesn't matter.
Just get that first little bit through. I like to use tweezers to pull it the rest of the way through. But you don't want to touch that coil. It's still warm. You don't want to burn yourself. Just till it's snug and tight. That's it. I like to get there that it goes back and forth. That's it. I'm not going to pull it in anymore. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. That's a little too tight, so I'm going to rip off some. Go right there, pull that back through a little bit. Okay.
A little play on there. Now we're going to snip the ends.
Then you're going to tuck it all underneath.
You don't want any overhang. It's okay if it puffs straight up. You don't want any overhang, and you want to leave a little gap underneath for the airflow, because you need that airflow to produce vapor. If not, it's going to get all caught and stuck under there, and you're not going to get any clouds, if that's what you're looking for. There you go. That's all she is. Nothing special. Okay, we're going to go ahead and juice her up.
Okay, let that sit and absorb.
As you can see, they're all nice and juicy. There's not any really vibrant white spots where there's dry cotton. Let that sit for a little bit, maybe a minute or two, just so it gets through the whole wick, because you don't want to hit that. That'll be really unsatisfying. Very tasteless.
So now that we went through that little tiny build here, we're going to go back to the Infinite CLT V3. Okay, so here's the outer ring, I guess you can call it. It's got the logo on there. It's got 3 air holes on each side. They're like air slits.
Yeah, they're slotted in there.
And this is what goes inside to hold your drip tip.
The top cap.
So we're going to put that on here like this. Try to line up your coil with the slits.
Yeah, with either the very bottom of the air hole or the center of the air holes, depending on how yours is set up. For example, we have that, and we have the Mutation, which is kind of set up the same, except it's dotted holes. As you can see, they're kind of slanted like that as well. But you want to try to set them up either on the very bottom slit or hole, or right in the center, so you get the max airflow and cool those coils down. Because you don't want them to burn too hot. You'll ruin your RDA, or you'll get some funky stuff going on in there, and that's not cool.
Here's one thing I absolutely do not like about the Infinite V3. When I'm putting this top cap in here, it grinds. It's metal on metal, no matter how lubricated it is.
It's a very fitted top cap to the base.
I mean, that's probably a good thing, so it doesn't wiggle around. But to me, metal on metal, just Actually going to go and use the glass drip tip for this.
Our glass chuff top.
Get all sloppy.
Keep it sloppy. That means you're using it.
That looks pretty mean.
Yeah, there you go. That's the whole setup. You got some juice on the front, that's okay.
Where? Oh.
The buttons and stuff.
Sloppy Joe over here.
We're setting at how many watts?
I'm going to do 68 watts.
68 watts. Okay, here we go. See what Dave got. See him work the magic. Yeah, there you go.
That's a 0.2 build.
0.2 on the ohm reader.
Okay, round 2. Decent clouds. The airflow is amazing. With all 3 slots open on each side, it's almost like you're just breathing through air. You know, there's no resistance whatsoever. Now what I'm going to do, or try to do at least with my hands all juiced up, I'm going to try to twist this top cap.
So we can cut off some of the ventilation.
So I have about 1.5 slit open there.
If you guys can see that, 1.5, not too shabby.
It's alright, I'm going to rock this for a while. Everybody, thank you for watching. As you know, this is Cloud Chasing with D&D. Hope you enjoyed that video. We want to give a couple shout outs to NEPA Vape Lounge, Mod Squad Vaping, Wilkesburg Vapors Club, and Mods by Corey. Please check them out on Facebook.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, watch our videos on YouTube. We have our own channel. Check us out on Instagram at Cloud Chasing with D&D. And we also have our own Facebook pages, Dylan Bell, Dave Williams, D&D Cloud Chasing right here.
What's going on, everybody? This is Cloud Chasing with D&D here again, and today we're going to bring you the infinite, the fucking
The Clod Hopper V3.
infinite V3, please. That goes to that video. Then we have that little video to bring there.
Don't mind us. A little tipsy, drinking some Miller.
Oh man, that shit was fucking dry.
Booty ass whip.